How's it going today? I don't think I really need to say my name and my channel anymore. I think if you're watching it, you probably know who I am. So maybe I should stop doing that. It's probably kind of annoying. Anyhow, I'm going to give you guys a quick update on the cab that's fallen over on its back. But let's take a look and see what I've done, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do here today. All right, let's go. Okay, so last night I worked on it a little bit. I worked on it again this afternoon a little bit. And I've worked on getting these A-pillars popped loose. I got them drilled along the bottom there, and along this side I drilled them. And if you got, I got the cowl. I showed you that yesterday. I had the cowl drilled out. And if you guys remember or saw my other videos, I always tell you to try to drill through the first layer of metal without drilling through the second layer of metal, because I'm going to remove this, but I'm not going to remove the inside piece, so I don't want to damage it. If I drill all the way through, it's not a big deal. I can weld it shut, but it just makes less work if you don't drill all the way through. Now, that's normally the case. However, when I was working on this part of the cowl, if you notice all these holes where the spot welds were, I did drill all the way through them. And the reason I did that is because the cowl is on the outside here, and when I put the new cowl on, then I can go from the inside and mark where these holes are that I drilled through, and then clean the metal off on the new cowl piece, and then weld it from the inside. That way it actually will look better, because there won't be any welding on the outside. It'll all be on the inside, and I'll just basically have to clean the outside off and it'll look good. So that's why I drilled that all the way out, okay? So that makes sense there. And I was working on this A-pillar as well. And by the way, last night, yesterday when I showed you my video, I mentioned these drip rails that I pulled out. Excuse me. It's kind of dusty in here. The passenger side one, you know, it's okay. It ain't too bad. But I did encounter some rust in the channel here. When I pulled it out, I've cleaned all that out now. And since I'm getting ready to POR all this, when I POR it, I'm also going to POR this. And there's a little bit of pitting around it, but not bad. So I'll run my POR all the way out to the outside here. And that way, when it goes to the body shop and he sands it, if he sands the POR off, then the POR that's left in the pits will help fill the pits in. So that's not a big deal. And of course, I don't have to do POR where the A-pillar is, because it's getting a new one. But I'll POR it from where the A-pillar stops all the way down to the bottom. Now, this side here was basically the same thing. It was a little more not the A-pillar, but the drip rail was a little more rough. When I pulled it out, I'll show you that in a minute. And had rust under this one too. I cleaned it all out. The good news is I haven't found any rust holes, so it's not rusted through. It's just rusty. But I cleaned it all off, and now I'll POR it when I POR everything else I'm going to do. And so that'll take care of all that rust. And then when I put the new A-pillars on, when I put the new A-pillars on, and when I put the new drip rails on, I'll drill through them and then weld and then clean off the spot where the hole is. And when I weld it, it'll be able to stick, because there's no POR there. So I'll definitely have to clean that off. But when I get the new drip rails, I'll have to drill holes in them all the way around and weld them back on here. But of course, I got to replace the A-pillars and the cowl first. I want to do that before I put the drip rails on. And so when I weld that on, I'll be welding through to the cab of the truck. So that's not a big deal. But here's what the drip rail on the passenger side looked like. And to tell you guys the truth, last night I was thinking about it after I got done working on this thing, and you know, those drip rails were only, I think, $70 a piece and free shipping. So I just went ahead and ordered them last night, and I'm glad I did, because when I pulled this one off today, as you can see, it's very well. Let me get the camera to focus here if I can. All right, focus. There you go. So as you can see, it's pretty deeply pitted, pretty ugly looking. And when you get up into this section here, it's actually completely split away from the mounting surface has completely split away from the rail itself. So this side would have definitely, and of course there's holes there, this side here would have definitely needed to be replaced. There's another bad spot, you know. So I went ahead and just ordered two of them, because I mean, this thing's got, you know, new metal in it everywhere, and after I'm done doing what I'm doing with it, it's going to be in really nice condition. So I didn't see any point in not spending another $150 and putting new drip rails in it, because I put those in there and that problem's taken care of. So unfortunately, I keep finding more issues, but I mean, it's typical of a vehicle that's, 75 years old. So I haven't, because I was messing with this last night, and there was another car in here and I couldn't really make very much dust, and I definitely didn't want to do any painting because I didn't want to accidentally splash paint on that car because it's an expensive car. So I didn't do any POR last night. I'm going to get ready to start that now, and I'll have it all done tonight before I leave. And I got, I think that's all I've got done so far today is that. I still need to wipe everything down with paint thinner and, then start POR in it. But I've basically got the cowl ready to come out. And I figured out also that if I get in here, I can pop the welds loose between the cowl and the dash from inside here. I can pop them loose. So that'll make that a lot easier to do. So that shouldn't be too complicated. Just have to be careful when I stand in there and, be careful when I'm standing on the back section of the cab there, but I'm not gonna hurt it because it's flat against the floor and it's sitting on cardboard. So that's gonna be okay. One concern I do have though is I hope the new cowl has these mounts for the vent. Because if they don't, then that means I'm gonna have to remove those and put them on the new cowl. So I hope it's got those pieces. I don't know if it does or not. But I think that's about it for now. But I wanted to give you guys an update and show you what's going on with this. So I've got the cowl, like I said, about ready to come out of there. And the A-pillars are already loose. I've taken my screwdriver and popped all the welds loose on them. All I gotta do is detach them from the top and the bottom. And they'll be ready to go. So yeah, we're gonna keep working on this thing and we're getting closer, but it takes time. But just how it is, gotta keep working on it. So anyhow, there's my finger. Put this back up here. Come on, focus. There you go. Okay. All right, guys. So that's where I'm at now, and I'll keep working on it. Hope you guys like what you're seeing here. I really would love to get more subscribers doing this work. So, of course, this work applies to any vehicle. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're working on. You can apply what I'm showing you here to any vehicle. So it's not that difficult to use. The only thing I really wouldn't recommend is using the OSPO. As you can see, the roof of this truck looks really ugly because I sprayed OSPO on it. And I tried power washing it, but I didn't do a very good job, so it's kind of nasty. But I mean, it comes off. It's really dusty, and it gives like a really strong metallic taste in your mouth. It tastes horrible. I probably should be wearing a mask when I'm doing it, and that's why I haven't messed with this yet, because the body man told me to do this, so I did it, and I'm gonna let him take care of it. I'm not gonna worry about it. And of course, up here, this all is gonna get replaced, so that doesn't matter. So, but we're getting there. We're moving along. I'm gonna start putting the POR on here a little bit. I still gotta wipe everything down. Here's the new A-pillars. I don't know if I showed those to you or not, but I got those in the mail the other day. I'll get it out of the bag here. Come on, there we go. So here's what the new A-pillar looks like. It's just, well, it basically goes this way. This is the passenger side one. So it would go like that on the truck, and it overlaps the bottom, and then it looks like the roof would go under this. So it would overlap on the top here and underneath on this side. So that's what that looks like. It's pretty simple. And of course, your drip rail goes here, so that'll all be brand new metal, so I don't have to worry about that. Putting POR on that, even though I probably will POR it, because once I put the drip rail on, you won't be able to paint it. So I'll probably POR it and clean it up. But anyhow, that's where we're at, and we'll keep working on this, and I'll keep showing you guys what I'm doing. Thanks for watching. Bye.